Sigita, great seeing you here in Riga.
Hey, same. Nice to be in Riga. It's good weather. It's sunny. Finally.
Indeed. Okay, well, before we start, just briefly, for those who have not had the pleasure of meeting you, tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, hey, I am Sigita Kotlere. I am CEO of investment company Nectaro. Nectaro is a licensed investment company that offers investments in asset-backed securities, and we do that in a way which has very low entrance barrier, and it's very friendly for the investors.
Okay, and just look at it. All right, and so tell us a little bit, what's the overall vision of Nectaro?
Yeah, so Nectaro, we think about the millennials and Gen Z and the next generation and want to make investments more available, more normal, more everyday, more user-friendly to all the investors, especially focusing on the newer generation to make them the investments already as a part of the everyday. So we offer small investments in asset-backed securities in regulated environment with very easy, friendly platform to use. So our value proposition is to help to grow investor sentiment, investor environment in Europe by targeting already the newer generation.
And why is this something that people have generally not picked up on, and especially when you look at the newer generations? Why has this not been something in the radar before?
So far, I will say because of the different reasons, but a lot of investment products have been available only for wealthy or super wealthy people, like for example investment in bonds, in stocks. You have high entrance barrier. You don't have also the sentiment because of cultural issues, for example comparing America with Europe. Also the stock market is smaller, the whole environment in Europe will be poorer if we speak about the investment culture. So currently with the rise of fintechs, all the fintechs that's taking bank opportunities and taking functionality are raising the investment culture also is raising, because there are a lot of fintechs who wants to expand that and who wants to make the possibility more available and more user-friendly.
Right, okay, so help me understand, for you personally, why is this a problem that you've chosen to spend your time, your energy, your experience and effort trying to solve?
Investment culture as such helps to grow overall wealth. So to use money smartly helps to improve your income, helps to improve your wealth in long term, if you're speaking about the retirement and speaking in wealth in general. So because of the lack of this culture, because of lack of knowledge, and because of lack of availability for such product, I think that some parts of a society is lacking the possibilities. Have wealthier look at this possibility. We want democratization. We want to do the democratization of that. And also platforms are leading the P2P platform, which we are taking investments and giving out as a loans on other end. And they very much like the idea makes the platforms very good tool how to distribute the capital from wealthier people who are searching for the opportunities to invest to the emerging markets and people and businesses who need the money to grow the business requiring different development stage. I think it's a good tool, and I think that makes economic and the world better.
Okay, well, that's a great answer. Okay, now you talk about democratizing investment. So clearly there is a technology component here to make things more readily available, to automate things that make it more accessible. What about, or help me understand, how is Nectaro convincing people that this is something that they should start looking at, where perhaps previously they just never really thought about it?
Yeah, exactly. That's why we choose to target the newer generation, because currently, I think that the most part of investors doing investment have maybe even entered the investment world during the COVID. So there's a lot of community, there was some cash flowing into accounts in sports, government, and etc. There's not the time. So they start to invest, and in the cryptocurrencies, in dividend assets, in very risky stocks. They put a lot of money. They didn't know about the diversification. They didn't know about a lot of things. Currently, they are still in the investment world, but they are choosing more stable investments. They have learned about the diversification, but they have learned it the hard way. What we as Nectaro do, we want to target already newer generation who just now entering the investment world, to have already this opportunity for them to have the safe, regular environment, for them to try out the investments, receive everyone some percentage payment, again, investment, understand what is compound interest, and have all this experience and regulated, user-friendly, very open to communicate community. And also building the community, for example, Telegram chatting via our activities, that the investors can speak with themselves, targeting directly to me, and I'm answering. So building the community very open to discuss, to ask, to have answers. So building the community. One, second is targeting newer generation, and the third also newer generation and already big investors who have this educational contest to be open to answer the questions and to educate the investors about the main principles is a compound interest and again the diversification of the portfolio. So that are our targets.
All right. Okay. So that's a very comprehensive approach to ensure that you can onboard an entire new demographic, basically.
Yeah, we hope that's it.
Yes. Okay. Now we're here at UNBLOCK, happening in Riga. But it's not the only conference that's happening here. We increasingly see more and more conferences like Ecom21, like this UNBLOCK, Tech Chill, Baltic FinTech Days is coming to Riga next year. What is it that's happening here in the local ecosystem that is attracting so much attention and so much business activity?
The feeling is that something is growing. Maybe those are the muscles of the Baltics that is growing. But I do agree, and when we started this conversation, I also start to think about the same. So I do feel that Baltic region is getting more united in this sense. Yeah, more united. That's one. And we also are introducing ourselves more over than the Baltic states. Of course, there are a lot of companies who want to be related with because the environment is better. And also, I think the regulation, that the relationships, regulators and fintechs are getting in more mature state. Both parties are understanding each other and starting like some kind of like deep connection and relationship. And I think that is very nice thing that we can be very, that we can develop and we can tell along the world that we have this good relationship that has developed to the stage of both parties are working together to improve the competitiveness of Baltic states.
Yes, indeed. Now, we're halfway through the main conference here at UNBLOCK. Most of the topics have been around blockchain, around crypto. What's been your key takeaway so far?
Well, about this conference, I love that there was a lot of panels. There were different persons from different industries. For example, banking and crypto exchange and Epic. So the understanding, there are some phrases that I have heard before that in the next 3 years, they prepared it already 3 years ago. So there is some place for critical thinking as well. But overall, I have very good vibe also because I think that this conference is taking place in a good time regarding to the previously told about the MiCA regulation coming in force this year. So this is also, I think, the first conference, the first official meeting, again, regulatory law offices in the industry. So if before all the industry's conferences more like crypto buddies, like hanging out and speaking just about the business itself. So currently these conferences are already, like I would say, next level, where there's also the regulatory, the law offices, there are a lot of different parties already to build and rebuild the industry already as an industry, not only just a niche thing for some.
Indeed, it definitely feels like it's going mainstream.
Yeah, it feels more industry-wise rather than niche thing to hang out and meet everybody you know already.
Yes, indeed. Well, Sigita, thank you so much for stepping by and enjoy the rest of the conference.